Let's continue on with the next example. So we have a plane that's 30,000 feet above the earth and it's picking up a signal from an airport on the ground. The angle of depression from the plane to the airport is 47 degrees. So find the distance between the airport and the point on the ground directly below the plane. So I'm going to go ahead. I have this plane and it's approaching the airport. I'm going to go ahead and from these 2 points, I'm going to create my right triangle. Okay, and I know that my plane is 30,000 feet above the ground. I know that this angle here is 47 degrees because notice in the problem, it says the plane is 30,000 feet above the earth. Okay, so since it's 30,000 feet above the earth, this is the 30,000 feet. And then I know that it's 47 degrees because if we read here, it says the angle of depression is 47 degrees. So what that means is if I were to create this parallel line to the ground, that angle from that parallel line to this line here on my right triangle would be 47 degrees. And if I have this parallel line and I know that this angle here is 47 degrees, based off the fact that this angle with this angle, they would be alternate interior angles, that means that they would be equal or congruent to each other because the lines are parallel. So if this angle here is 47 degrees, I know that this angle here has to be 47 degrees. And then I'm going ahead and I'm solving for x. So I have my angle, I have my 2 values. I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. The tangent of 47 degrees is equal to opposite over adjacent. The opposite angle to 47 degrees is 30,000. My adjacent is x. And then again, I'm multiplying both sides by x and then dividing both sides by the tangent of 47, and I get 27,975.5 feet. Now I'm going to look at the ratio formed from the angles. So I went ahead and I already solved out. I was given this triangle with these side lengths. Based off of the side lengths, I did tangent and I figured out what my 2 missing angles were for angle S and angle R. So now that I want to know the ratio formed between the angles. So now the first thing I did was I found the degree of each angle. Again, just using my tangent ratios, I was able to figure out those 2 degrees. Now I'm going to look at my triangle and I'm going to look at my 3 degrees and I'm going to take each of my degrees and I'm going to divide it by the smallest degree. So I have 90, 77.32, and 12.68. My smallest degree is 12.68. So I'm going to take each of those values, 90, 77.32, and 12.68, and I'm going to divide it by my smallest angle. In this case, it's 12.68. And once I do that, I get 7.09. So that's going to be approximately 7. Do the same thing with this angle here. And I'm going to get 6.1, so it's approximately 6. And then 12.68 divided by 12.68 is 1. So my ratio between the angles would be a 7 to 6 to 1 ratio.